Hey everybody, I'm Sean. Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. On today's episode, I have got a special unboxing for all of you, but before I get to that, some of you might be wondering, hey, where's all the fishing lately? I have not been out lately for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, a lot of our lakes here in southern Alberta have closed. The season here for the ice fishing closed for many of our lakes on March 15th. Now, that's only for listed lakes, so that's lakes that are listed in the regulations. There are a number of other lakes that we have that are not listed in the regulations, and those lakes are open year-round. In addition to that, the Bow River that runs through Calgary here, that some of you have seen me fish on before, is also open year-round. That brings me to the second challenge, and that is spring has finally sprung here in Alberta. As you can see, it is a beautiful sunny day out here today. It's currently about 12 degrees Celsius, which I guess would be in the 50s, and it's melting pretty seriously, and so the ice conditions very quickly here are not going to be safe even on those unlisted lakes. So we're waiting for that thaw, we're waiting for the ability to get back in the kayaks. Soon as those lakes are clear, those unlisted lakes, we'll be out there with the kayaks giving it a shot. Until then, I'm pretty much limited to the Bow River, and I will in fact be going fishing in the Bow River this weekend coming up, as well as the weekend after, so you can look forward to some of that as we wait for those lakes to unthaw. All right, with that, let's get to what I want to talk about today, which is an unboxing of some stuff that was sent to me by a company that I hadn't heard of before. All right, everybody, so as I said, what I want to do today is show you guys what came in this box. Now, as many of you know, one of the benefits of being a YouTuber is that every once in a while, a company reaches out to you and says, hey, would you be willing to review some of our products? That's exactly what happened in this case. I got sent this box of stuff from a company called YakHacker, and I had never heard of YakHacker before. But they sell kayak accessories, and most of them are for rail-mounted kayaks, which, as many of you know, we don't currently have. We have a sit-in kayak, but they sent me some things to review, and so I'm going to unbox them today, show you guys what they sent me to give you an idea of some of the things that you can expect, and also one of the items that I, in particular, am looking forward to giving a shot out of my own kayak. So let's get into this thing. So, YakHacker sent me 3 different products to review. The first one is a Kayak Cup Holder, and here you can see their name, YakHacker. I haven't even actually opened all of these up yet, but just from looking at it on the outside, it looks pretty cool. Let's give it a shot here and see what it looks like. Okay, so here it is. This is the cup holder from YakHacker, as you can see. It's made of plastic, pretty thick plastic. On the top here, we've got some rubber inserts that basically hold whatever it is that you're putting in here tight. In addition to that, we've got the accessories that allow you to put this onto a rail system, and so you've got your rail pin here that screws into the bottom of the cup holder. You put that on there, and of course then you're just going to slide it into your rail and tighten it up. And so that's the first thing they sent me, just a basic cup holder. I suppose you could use this for other things as well. It wouldn't have to be for holding drinks. You could just put some things in it. Again, I don't have a rail system. That's not to say that I'm not going to try to install one. You can put a small rail system on a sitting kayak, and I've been thinking about doing that as a result of getting these products. But anyways, if I do ever also get a kayak that has a rail system, I will be very happy to have this. So there we go. That's the first accessory they sent me. Pretty basic, not much to review here, but it looks great. And it would fit, given the size of the opening here, would fit anything from a can all the way up to a pretty big sized water bottle. So it's also a good size that would fit many different sizes of drinks. All right, so let's look at the second thing they sent me, and this one's pretty cool. This is a kayak paddle holder. Now, this is one of the things that I got that I wish I did have a rail system on my kayak, because the paddle holders that we currently use, they're pretty small, and the kayak paddle actually falls out of them once in a while if we don't seat it perfectly. This one is pretty robust, and I don't think they would fall out if you were to use this. So let's have a look. So what you get in here, in addition to the instructions, is you get the base for the paddle holder here, and this is the part that's going to attach to your rail system, and the pin is at the bottom here, so this is going to go in your rail. Then you get two of these paddle holders, and they go into here. So what I'm going to do next is I'll just assemble these in here and show you what it looks like. All right, to assemble this, you take your paddle holder and you slide it into here just like you would if it was a rail system, and then you tighten it up. And you do exactly the same thing on the other side. All right, and there you go. So now for your own rail system, you would just slide your pin in here into your rail, tighten that down, and this would sit on the outside of your kayak, and you've got a paddle holder. So looks pretty basic, but it looks great. And if you want to lock your paddle in place once it's in there, and if you're not having it just rest in there, you can actually wrap this around, and there's a secured area on the other side, and so your paddle's actually going to be locked in there for when you're not using your paddle. I like it. It's very simple, but seems to be very effective, and I don't think the paddle would slide out of these very easily. So it's too bad, like I said, that I don't have a rail system on my kayak, but even without a rail system, I suppose I could take this attachment off right here and just screw this right into the kayak if I wanted that availability. But of course, the benefit of the rail system is that this would be removable. All right, that's the second thing they sent me. Now I want to move on to the third, which is the one that's most exciting to me. All right, so the third thing they sent me was actually one of the reasons why I got really excited when this package arrived, and that's because it is a kayak cooler. This cooler is meant to sit behind the seat of your kayak, but in reality it can pretty much sit anywhere. So let me get this thing out and show you what it looks like, but I definitely am going to be using this in the upcoming season. All right, so I've got it unboxed. I haven't even unwrapped it yet, but this is what it looks like. There's the cooler itself. Then it's got some attachment pouches that go on to it, and then a carrying strap for when it's not on your kayak. So I'm just going to focus on the kayak bag itself. You can fold it out, and there you can see the overall size of the bag. It's pretty big inside. So there it is, insulated. So if you wanted to keep something cold, it's going to keep it cool, and you know, whether you want to put some ice in there, some drinks, or in my case, you know, potentially some bait. So fully set up. It's a pretty good sized cooler. This would definitely fit in the back of my kayak. My chair, because it's a sit-in kayak, sits against the hull of the kayak, so this can't go behind my chair, but what it can do is go in the compartment right behind that. Underneath the bungee cords, it would fit there perfectly, and I don't typically use that space for much. So the fact that I've now got a waterproof bag that has waterproof zippers and is insulated, and is the perfect size to fit in that well, is something that I'll really use. It's got some side compartments here that are also insulated. They're pretty tight, so I'm not sure what you would use those for. Something relatively small, but either way, they're insulated, and are also got the waterproof zipper on them. And then on the side here, you've got another little bag here for some additional storage. There are a few additional attachment points here, and as I said, let me grab this attachment. They send some cords so that you can attach this piece to it as well for even more additional storage. So if you just wanted to chuck something in there, maybe you got some fishing line, or maybe some lures and bags you wanted to get on the front of this thing, easily attachable, and you're good to go. So a few compartments, but overall really just a really good cooler that I'm going to use this summer to carry my lunch around in, keep my drinks cold, potentially keep my bait cold if I need to, and really appreciate them sending along some pretty thick foam here. So I might have to give it a test just to see how long this thing would actually keep things cold, but I got a feeling it's going to work pretty good. And the fact that it's all waterproof is of course the biggest benefit to this whole thing. So if this was to get wet, you're not going to have a problem. And also, if you flip your kayak for some reason, which hopefully none of us do, this has got air trapped in it, and it's actually going to float, so you're not going to lose it either. So So as I said, another great addition to the kayak, and I really want to take an opportunity to thank YakHacker for sending these to me. I can't wait to get these things out and test them on the water, and you will see some more videos of that in the future when I'm actually using these things. For those of you that haven't heard of YakHacker, I will put a link to their website down below, and maybe you want to check out some of those products for yourself. That's going to do it for today's review. What's coming up on Angling Spiders? I can tell you all, we've got more products to review. Should also have some fishing videos coming up really soon, and hopefully we'll catch something, although the Bow River is notoriously tough on us. So we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, later in the year, looking forward to getting back in the yak as soon as the ice is off the lake. So that's all to come, but thanks once again for joining me on this one. As always, if you liked the video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and until next time, good fishing.